Hello again. This is the Waterman, Spiritual Toolbox number 220. We're returning back to John chapter 3. This is recording number 69 in John 3. And it's audio recording number 538 and examination table number 198, where we're documenting this. Not that we may prove it, that we examine it, dissect it, test it, prove it, make it acceptable for us. I want to take you, first of all, before I start back into John, I want to just go over this. I'll give you a little bit more on this documento, on this may prove. It's actually proving it. Okay, I know I've covered it before, but I'm going to go here just a little bit in Romans chapter 12, just in verse 2, and down to where that King James translates as may prove. And there's just a little thing here underneath there, down in the etymology. I want to read you a little passage, okay? A little more insight, okay? That verse, Romans 12:2, and be not conformed to this world. That's what you think in here. Outside stuff too, but mainly in here. What the orderly arrangement in your mind, okay? But be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove. Okay? That's not may. That's doubt word. May. Might, maybe. That's doubt. We want to get rid of that doubt. That's what God's getting rid of. That's not even in there. I'm going to show you a little more on that. We've already covered that before. It's not. It's examine it, dissect it. That's what we're doing. I'm going to put an exam number, whatever. I'm just shortening it so it'll fit in there. It's an examination table. Let them out there dissect it. Okay? So that you can prove it to yourself. Okay? Now, may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. Okay, that's the rest of that verse. Now let's go to may prove blah blah blah. Okay, that's this word right here, 1381, documento, Dokimazo. I've referred to that a lot.
Strong's G, 1381, documento. Documento.
Okay, and that word's a verb. And the root etymology of that comes from 1384. That word's test, approve, scrutinize to see whether this thing is genuine or not. If I can eat it inside, if it's a big old chaw, this rotten tobacco, or this pig slop, or is this the good stuff from God? Okay? Study to show yourself approved, a worker that needeth not be ashamed, rightly dividing or accurately handling the word of God, the thought processes of God, okay? That word of truth. God is great, not a monster. Okay? God is great. God is your exceeding great reward, not a villain. Okay? Now, let's go here. And this root etymology of this documento that King James translates may prove. They're putting doubt in it. Maybe. No. It's test, prove, examine, scrutinize. Okay. Now, it comes from 1384. And it's just Dokimos 1383, this word.
Strong's G, 1384, documos.
Documos, okay.
Documos.
That's an adjective, okay? And I could go on down. I think I did on the other one, but I wanted to read this one little passage on the online biblical usage, okay? And it says accepted, particularly of coins and money, back in the day whenever Jesus was on the earth. All right. And it also means accepting accepted, pleasing, and acceptable. I'm going to read this little passage right here that this man wrote, and it's in here. His Donald Gray Barnhouse, okay? And we'll read that, okay? Take your time and read it, okay? This is speaking like it's the etymology of that documents, okay? Documents, okay? All right, now, it says, in the ancient world, there was no banking system as we know it today, and no paper money. All money was made from metal, heated until liquid, poured into molds, and allowed to cool. When the coins were cooled, it was necessary to smooth off the uneven edges. The coins were comparatively soft, and of course many people shaved them closely. They shaved them off, right? And they had to be a certain weight too of those precious metals in them coins to be worth the same amount. Shave them off, probably put them in another thing and get enough of that in there, and they'd make them some more money. Unjustly. It wasn't right. They were slighting you, right? All right, now. Okay. In the century, more than 80 laws were passed in Athens to stop the practice of whittling down the coins then in circulation. The ones already out there in circulation, being passed around as money, it was against the law. So they were making laws in Athens not to shave them down. All right. Now, kind of like counterfeit, or that's kind of like this. That's slighting you. Okay. But some money changers were men of integrity who would accept no counterfeit money. See, if it's supposed to weigh a certain amount, and it's been shaved all down, and there's just a part of that thing there, it weighed like maybe a third less. We'll just say a third less. Or it had a quarter, 1/4 of it. Or let's just say 1/3, okay? 1/3 of that coin was gone. It had been shaved off. They do that to 3 of those coins, and then they could make them another coin. So they were kind of cheating you, kind of like getting 33% off everything you buy. Right? That wasn't right. Right? See, so it said this. But some money changers were men of integrity who would accept no counterfeit money. They were men of honor who put only genuine full weight money into circulation. Such men were called dokimos. That's just this root underneath this documenzo, to examine it, to test it, make sure it's got that full weight. What's genuine in your mind, God's doing. He's testing you in this centrifuge and this storms of life. Get your mind right. He's purifying you. You got to go back in full bore, giving everything you got, like that poor widow woman. Gave like her 2 pennies, or a real little bit in the natural, but it was all that she had. She wasn't shaving off some of that money, that melted coins, and trying to slight people. Right? Well, I think I can get by with shaving it down to almost half. I can make it a lot better. That's kind of like a used car salesman, politician, not telling you about everything that's messed up on the car that they know about before they sell it, and getting the right amount for that. No, they want to get this unjust gain. And, I checked him. I sold that lemon out in the out in the parking lot. How much you get for it? I got full price for it. And he didn't even get this, and this. He's a sure sucker, man. He was gullible. He swallowed everything I said. Hook, line, and sinker. Shame on you. Right? You're acting like that. And this don't just say as a politician or a used car salesman or anything. Being in that, doing that in your mind, trying to slight God. Not agree totally, 100% hot pursuit of God. Trying to be lukewarm. Well, I sold you a car. No, I surrender all. Whatever I got, if it's been at this level where I've been purified one strand, then two more, twisted together, then four more, and then now, in order to get to that 8, the next level where you get 8 strands of that rope, and let's say it holds just say 1 pound. Each strand holds 1 pound. You'd need 4 plus 2 plus 1 to get to that level 8. So you'd need 7. You can't say, here's 4. It's real pretty. I'm going to keep this other back for me. Just in case I got to revert back to this other stuff and save myself, from a disgrace or humiliation or... No. You're not going to pull the wool over God's eye. You're not going to deal with God like a used car salesman or a politician. Just tell you whatever you want just to get in office. Get to that next level. And then I'll just do whatever. Maybe go out there and play some golf. Take a jet plane ride over here. Talk a little bit. BS them. Kiss some babies. Kiss some people's butts a little bit. Brown nose. Be like the Nicodemus guy. Thou noble leader. Thou great one. Then I can go do what I want. I'm a big shot now, You can't do that stuff to God. Vomit you out of his mouth. Spit you out like a hawk. Right in the daggone sewer system. Here. Right in the old fiery pit. Let you burn. Get a little bit hotter again. Not talking about no fiery pit like they make out like it's it's hellfire stuff forever and ever. No. Your trouble's gonna double. You need to be heated up a little bit, son. That stuff's gotta melt out of you, or you're not ready to give it up yet. You gotta have more. You got 4 plus 2 plus 1. You don't just have that 4. Little strands twisted in that rope. We're going to test it. I'm going to prove it to you. Now, and you got to be genuine, holy, pure. God's purifying you, bringing you back. He's boiling up that water. And that little ball, right? That little ball. This one, that one, the definite article, that little ball of your thinking. He's boiling it up to bulls out one impurity, and it comes to the top, where it's ready to be chopped out. And he's asking you, shall we karate chop this board, or shall I skim off this stuff that I boiled to the top? Look at that scum. That's old. That's like that hog slop stuff. You're giving that up. Don't leave a little bit of it floating around in there. Let's get all this part out. Later on, we'll work on some more. Yes, sir, Daddy. I agree. Turn from that old stuff and go into God full bore, okay? Now, let's read the rest of this. There's just a little bit more on this, and then we'll get back in the other, okay? See, when you're doing this, you're slighting this. These coins, like in this, that were shaved down and stuff, they had to be a certain weight. Now, word doxa, that they translate a lot of times as glory. Got like the glory of God. getting in you, being purified. That's speaking of a weighty, dense substance or character, the character of God. I'm shaving a little bit off to make more counterfeit, fake, facade, shine the outside of the cup, man. When you really only got, say, 3 coins in there, and you shave off a third off this one, a third off this one, a third off this one, and melt it down and make a 4th coin. Say, look at that, I got 4 coins. I'll give you 4 for that. You don't have 4. If you got it the right weight, the right density, the right glory of God, that's 3. You're trying to cheat God. Stop that foolishness. You can't pull the wool over God's eyes. Right? You shyster. Right? That's what we got to do inside. Be pure. Be genuine. If you diligently seek God, you got integrity, seeking Him in full truth, giving Him all. Right? Put in your 2 pennies or whatever you got, whatever strength, not just money. That's not what it's about. Could be, if that's what you're kind of thinking so highly of. God might want you to give up some that you don't want to let go of, but you got to be able to give it up freely, not begrudgingly. No strings attached. Right? And you're giving it yourself of your own thinking, ooh, yuck, that's awful. Like, hey, I don't want no more of that yuck tobacco, man. Let me chew some bubble gum or something. It's that little bitty boy. That was me. My grandpa fixed me on that. Oh, man. I had to get a little sick. Somebody else go, man, you did that to that kid. You ought to be hog-tied. No, he was trying to teach me. It was a little harsh, but I didn't die. All right, now let's continue here. Okay, where am I? Let's just start here. It won't. But some of the money changers were men of integrity, who would accept no counterfeit money. They were men of honor, who put only genuine, full-weight money into circulation. Such men were called dokimos, and this word is used here for the Christian as he is to be seen by the world. In other words, you'll know a tree by the fruit of the Spirit. You're going by the genuine piety of God inside. That's the weighty, dense character of God inside is what you should be giving out, not taking and being deceptive, shyster. I didn't tell him all this. I didn't tell him I did that. Now, yeah, that little passage right there just says an additional thing, and I showed a little bit more depth on it. It was written Donald Gray Barnhouse, and that's just on the online biblical usage in the Blue Letter Bible, okay? And that's dokimos, which is a root in the etymology of dokimazo, okay? Now, let's get back here. Let me return to John chapter 3, verse 12, okay? All right, I'm just adding understanding, okay? All right, now, John chapter 3, verse 12 in the King James Version says, If I have told you of earthly things, and ye believe not, how shall ye believe if I tell you of heavenly things? This is Jesus talking, okay? I've done covered it, but that first word, if, EI, comes from this word.
Strong's G 1487. I.
It's a conditionality thing, okay? Which way you choosing? It's conditional. Are you agreeing in hot pursuit, or are you sticking to your own bullcrap thinking? It's wrong, okay? And then there's a word ha, H-O, 3588, saturate, that they don't even translate. It's the, this one, that one, the definite article. It's that marble, a little muddied water that God's purified. He's separating it with His Word. His thought processes in this whirlwind, this centrifuge, separating it out just like in spinning stuff, like in the centrifuge now. The centrifugal force, it separates stuff. Right? The harder you spin it, the more it separates, right? Now, separating that dirt from the water, His thinking processes, the spirit and the soul. He's taking that dirt thinking, separating it, and then asking you what you want. After He's letting you experience it some. If you still dance in your old character, refuse to agree with Him, you're stupid. You gotta go through it again. It's gonna get harder. Okay? More pressure, more thalipsis, and more fire trials to make you give up on that stuff. Or if you're going to turn from that, repent, change the way you think, go back into God, and go in hot pursuit with everything you got, green light God, you get an increase and you get to grow in maturity, in spiritual maturity, okay? Now, the next word that they translate as earthly things, 1919, I'll just spell it first and then have this pronounce it. Epigeios.
Strong's G 1919. Epigeios.
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 I could probably get the epig, but epigeios. Okay, it's an adjective. Let me get there in this. Just verifying so it doesn't. It's an adjective. Its etymology is from 1909 and 1093, okay? And this is like existing on earth, earthly, terrestrial, this fleshly thinking, okay? And the Strong's exhaustive concordance is worldly, both physically and morally, okay? And the Thayers, just a minute, trying to make sure, yeah. There's a bunch. I think it's not too bad. Okay, let me look here. I wrote down. It's the house or one's thinking we live in or on this earth, okay? And this earthly thinking, okay, of ours. And it's all outside, but it's just inside and how we think about it. Are we all about, let's get bigger cars, bigger trucks, bigger barns, all this stuff like in Matthew chapter 6. You don't need all that stuff. God will give you whatever. It'll be added to you. But like in verse 33 of Matthew chapter 6, seek ye first, in time, place, and order of importance, the kingdom, that ruling realm, to get that increase, ruling in your mind. God's ruling. Rightful king can't take it back over. Getting that log out of your eye. Lots of ways to say that, okay? Seek ye first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, God's right-mindedness, not yours. Those two with your earth. God's right-minded, God's spirit, God's right-mindedness, and yours. Gotta get rid of yours. Yuck. Your old ego thinking. Ego, let go of that ego. right? Huh? Don't allow that old carnal mind, the big log in your eye, tell you, don't let go of my ego. That's ours. That's me, myself, and I. You gotta take care. You got a right. Nope. Kick its butt to the curb, making you sick, like a big old chaw of nasty tobacco or nasty horse shit. Yeah, because you're seeing, hearing, taste, touch, and smell is controlled by that eye. It's giving you the diarrhea. That's making you sick. Where you think it's good or bad, it's all ugly. Sick. Spiritually speaking, you're sick. Yeah, man, that's sick. Get out of here, dog. You don't know the truth. Make God true. And all this humanistic thinking, all this man, this anthropos thinking, that's a liar. Get out of here, dog. You're sick. You hee-haw donkey. You stinky, bite me, make me sick. You parakeet eyes start quacking and squawking. Shut up. Put a muzzle in it. All of it. It's all you beast that you're sock, duct tape, right? Be still. Right? No. A little funny, but that's it there. Okay? This earthly things here, spoken of the body with which we are clothed with our own righteousness in the mind, right? We got to take that old filthy stinking rags, mistress rags off. When God gives us a chance to take it off and put on His righteousness, His clothing, His wedding garments, the love of God. That's beyond words, beyond the description of mere words. That's what we got to wear. And He's putting it on little by little by little, not all at once. It'd be like testing it, this bridge to carry. Okay, it can do one strand, and we'll twist in two, and then four. Okay, it's too slow. It's jumping up to 2,048, and we'll go to 4,096. You go trying to put 4,096 pounds on the one that's got a 4 plus 2 plus 1. Like if you're doing pounds, 4 plus 2, 6, 7 pounds. It can hold 7 pounds, and then it's going to break. You go trying to put over 4,000 pounds on it. What's going to happen? Bing! It's probably not going to hold up. It's not going to even pause it. But if you go through the proper steps, it's going to hold. You trust in the Lord, that anchor will hold. The anchor holds in spite of the storm. When you get up there over to 2,000 something, 2024, then you got, or 2048, 2048, and then you go into 4,096, doubling, right? 1 to 2 to 48, okay? Get up there, boom. When God's tested you and you go through the right process, it's green lighting, going through all these centrifuge pressures and stuff. In the world there must be tribulation, but be of good cheer, for I have overcome the world. He showed you how to do it. You got to do it His way. Do it the way, the truth, and the life. Jesus. Yahweh is salvation. God is deliverance. God will get you through this. You got to turn to Him. You can't hold back into this old stuff, trying to be like a used car salesman or a politician or this sneaky snake thing, trying to hold back and just trying to slight God, trying to take those money things and shave off a little bit. We'll cheat them a little bit. We'll take this old lemon out here of a car and we'll just doctor it up and make it look real good. Then we'll sell it like a brand new car. We'll get as much as we can. We won't tell them that we really took like this coin and shaved it off and made it way less than it really is supposed to weigh. Not giving your all to Christ in your response. You think you're going to get by with that? God knows you better than you know yourself. Big silly. Well, you're maybe able to, so you can think down to like one thought process. And then God divides that by 10, 35 times. Get down there like to that plank league size. 1e to the negative 35. One thought process. God. And then it's down to that seed. That is God. That's what he put in you. Limited portion, right? You gonna yeah, I know better than that. They're gonna. Alpha dog, shut up. Right? You're a liar. Get out of me. Stop that, shut that daggone dog up and let it increase you up there to where you can handle whatever load God's putting on you. He won't put more on you than you can handle. He'll just test you. He'll push you, make you have to give it all. Okay? And now these earthly things, okay, right here. To set the mind on the pleasures of good things of earth. The wisdom of man, mankind's thinking, my thinker, be myself and I. And that's liable to error, and it's misleading. And we'll get down into more of the roots of these words next time because I'm about to run out of time. So I'll put a line right here, and we'll start there next time. All right. Thank you. Have a wonderful day, and talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.